It's like they took the second draft of the script instead of the fourth or fifth. I'm Scotty Mills, the New York Academic Prick, and this is Scotty Mills Unfiltered, okay? Here, I give raw opinion. Today, it's about Black Adam and how the critics pissed me the off. But first, if you like this, like it. If you don't like it. Comment if you love it. Comment if you hate it. Share it. Even if you think about ignorant, arrogant prick. And follow me, okay? And to the ones who do, I really do appreciate it. I believe in giving raw opinion. And if you got something, okay, drop it in the comments that you want a raw opinion on. I will gladly do it. So if you follow, hit that bell, okay? I try to do movies on Mondays, politics on Wednesdays, and music on Fridays. Okay, the week until I have, like, more subscribers, and then I'll probably do it every week. Black Adam. Okay, this isn't a complete breakdown of the movie, okay? I'm going to be going through three things: the script, the visual CGI, and the acting. And like I said, this is raw opinion, okay? This is how I feel and how I think people who think the movie is trash is stupid. Okay, first let me say, okay, the critics suck. They don't know how to review movies. Okay, you know what? There's something I learned before my balls even dropped is that magazines, news, any kind of publication, okay, they suck at telling you why a movie is bad or if it's good. It's something I learned really fast as a kid, okay? When they say something sucks, I usually like it. Okay, when they say something is good, I usually hate it. And that's not me being like a hipster going against goddamn trends and shit like that. No, I legit mean it. Like, I don't understand how you can call something trash when it has so much potential. Black Adam reviews, okay, really came to a surprise because honestly, I thought they were gonna love it and I was gonna hate it because movies now suck. They're just trash. Look at Marvel, man. I bash Marvel a lot, and this isn't about Marvel, but I'm probably gonna bash Marvel throughout this entire episode. Why? Because Marvel is trash. I don't give a shit if you like Marvel. If you actually like Marvel movies, you gotta reevaluate your life. You know what? They really don't know how to review movies. I mean, you know what? They said the CGI was trash, the story was trash, the characters had no introduction. Basically, the plot was confusing, okay, and the visuals are just garbage, okay? And you know what? All of that is bullshit. And you know what? Even the conservative media, okay, they're like, oh, it didn't get good reviews because it's not woke enough. I will tell you this, there is no inclusion bullshit throughout this whole movie. There's nothing that the left actually put into this movie, not like Marvel, not like Hocus Pocus goddamn 2. It's not just washed out garbage. But that's a different topic, different day. Okay, but you know what? Martin Scorsese, okay, he said superhero movies are a theme park, and that's been proven to be true by Marvel. But you know what? This movie is not a superhero movie. It's really not. And you know, even though it's got superheroes in it, this is not about like a mission, okay? Every Marvel movie, every DC movie, every superhero movie, okay, animated or live action, doesn't matter. It's all about a mission, right? It's always like trying to save the goddamn world or save the day, bullshit like that. And honestly, there was none of that in the movie. Unlike Marvel, okay? Everything they do, the tone, the story, the comedy relief, it's all stupid, okay? In this movie, DC, they don't really do that as much, okay? Everything that DC does, they try to make each movie, like, as unique as possible to those characters, which is something that you look at, like, Dawn of Justice, you look at Superman, you look at Shazam, you look at Aquaman. These are all completely different movies. And I've been a big fan of DC, okay? I've watched practically everything since the 1940 series of Superman, including the shitty Justice League pilot of the 90s, and that failed Wonder Woman show, and Justin Hartley's Pretty Boy Aquaman pilot. Honestly, those things suck. But you know, good or bad, okay, I usually love their stuff, and I'm getting to Black Adam, but first you need to understand this if you don't already. DC tends to take something good, okay, and then they like ruin it, okay, like Smallville, Arrow, Flash, they ruin all that shit, okay, especially by like season 4 of every show they do, it usually goes down a hill, and that's when I lose interest. And I will admit, okay, Marvel did surpass them in live action movies and shit. I mean, it's clear, but when they started the DCEU, okay, Man of Steel, I honestly had hoped they would not ruin this shit, and what did they do? They failed. They failed, man. They ruined shit like a motherfucker, okay? Between Whedon and his Justice League, because Zack Snyder had to step out, unfortunately. You know what? There's no consistency, okay? There's nothing in the atmosphere surrounding all the producers and actors involved that is positive, okay? So I think that's honestly, this movie needed to happen. Black Adam needed to happen so that way they can get back on track. And where do they belong? They belong on the top, man. Honestly, man, I really don't like The Rock, okay? I'm not too big on him. I used to like him, but then he sold out to like these big blockbuster movies like The Franchise and Furious and shit like that. And honestly, man, he just became like an action star, and it was stupid. Okay, and like I said, I'm not big on him, but it's just something I noticed throughout this fucking movie and everything that went into it. He really put passion into this fucking movie. Apparently, he wanted to make Black Adam for the longest time, okay? And back then, in like 2008 or some shit, they just weren't going for it. It was not like in the cards. He said that he was a big fan because like it was the only big and brown superhero and it looked like him, so that's why he looked up to him and shit like that. Honestly, man, that's just a bunch of bullshit. He ain't the only big and brown motherfucker out there, okay? But, you know what, different topic, different day. I kind of look past that shit because I did notice The Rock really did put passion into this shit, even though the movie has a lot of flaws. Eventually, he got to make this movie, okay? And if you look at the movie shows you how much passion he actually has for what he does. I think that's something he lost, and he might actually be finding his way back. But he didn't make a superhero movie about a superhero. Like I said, this was a movie, okay, about characters trying to coexist and communicate with each other. It's about people. That's the bottom line. That's how movies should be. You know what? Here's a perfect example. Okay, like every time they said they were coming up with a plan, we had no idea what the plan was. Okay, they were just like, oh, it's a bad plan. Oh, bad plan. Blah 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 blah. We never knew what it was. We didn't need to. Okay, because this was about people. That's the bottom line. There was no mission, grand scheme of this movie. And if you hate that, man, you gotta open your eyes because this isn't Marvel, bro. This isn't garbage. Rented the of the character is pointless. Okay, originally JSA, they gotta stop Black Adam because Black Adam's back and all that other shit, and then they gotta save the kid and stop Interact. Right? We have the mission there. Okay, but that's just not what the movie's about. I really do respect the fact they didn't focus on the strategy of the events, okay, and shit that led to the mission. Okay, which in the end, like I said, it was pointless. And honestly, I don't think any superhero movie's done this, okay? Not even Black Panther, which honestly is amazing, and it's probably the only good thing Marvel's got. And you know what, Marvel, man, they really hype shit up, like Spider-Man, the last one, okay, that was honestly just trash. That was garbage. The whole script was fucking trash. The good part about it is that we saw Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Different topic, different day. And I think that's why they hated this movie, okay, man? They hated this because of the approach they did with the script. And like I said, the script does have flaws. But one review, okay, man, they said that there was no-name superheroes and made-up people in this movie. Now, first off, if you do a review on a comic book movie, you need to know a little bit of something. Now, look, I don't know everything about Black Adam, okay? I didn't really follow him as much as I did Nightwing and shit like that, but every character in this movie does exist in the comics. But one thing I did notice, okay, is that Amon, okay, he's not supposed to be the son of Adriana. That's one thing I noticed in the script, okay? They took a little bit from each storyline of Black Adam, they mashed it into their own shit, and honestly, I think that was The Rock. I didn't hate that, though, okay? You know what? I usually do, okay? I really do hate, like, when they fucking make their own shit and don't go by the comic, but he actually pulled it off in my eyes. I think that the storyline that they presented was effective, man. It was good. The fact of the matter is, man, like, I don't think they should have made him the son, okay? He should have been the brother, and I also have the question, did Black Adam give Osiris, right, Amon, his powers when he accidentally struck him with lightning? That's just one conspiracy theory that I got. Honestly, that would be dope as shit. That's not how it's supposed to go in the comics, though. So somebody mentioned to me, okay, you know what, they were confused about the heirloom from Adriana, and you know, I told them, I said, in the comics, man, she has an heirloom, okay, and that just hinted that she's Isis. So if you don't know the comics, if you don't watch, you know, or read the comics or the animated films or whatever, you won't know the fact that these little kind of Easter egg hints and shit are actually there for a reason. You know, I feel like that's also why reviewers hated this movie, because they were confused, because they don't know shit. And that's fine, man. You don't really have to know shit, okay? Even the JSA, okay, they did not give this big origin story, okay, but they did up on Cyclone and Atom Smasher. I swear to God, they had not enough screen time. They needed to be written a little bit more integral to the storyline. So they did these characters just a little bit, okay? Even Hawkman, he wasn't cold enough. He wasn't, like, harsh enough, okay? He's like this cold, bitter man. He's gone through so much pain. I needed a little bit more from Aldous Hodge, or whatever the name is, okay? And he's a good actor. I thought he did great, but he was missing part of that character inside of him, okay? It just wasn't believable enough. And Dr. Fate, honestly, man, he needed to be a little bit more like life lessons and shit like that, because the only time we heard that was at the end when he freed Black Adam. You know what they even said? That was trash. They said it was written like garbage. Honestly, it was good. It was such a good scene. I loved it. I don't know why the people hate this shit. Like I said, the characters, okay, Atom Smasher, man, like, we get it. Henry Winkler was his uncle, okay, he was the Atom Smasher originally. You don't need anything more than that. But what I do hate is the fact that they waited so long to the end of the movie to, like, establish the fact that Black Adam and Atom Smasher have, like, this friendship of teamwork and shit like that. That's, I feel like, the only reason why they put Atom Smasher in this. I feel like planning something bigger. Honestly, man, you gotta look at these little tiny things that they, yes, they up on, but it's salvageable, okay? It had so much fucking potential. And I don't think it's dead. I really don't. I honestly think this was a turning point for DC. It's not Shazam. I guess people are mad that they don't know how Atom Smasher got his powers, okay? And that Cyclone just had, like, this tiny little intro, and, you know, the whole Amanda Waller like conversation with Hawkman. Like, honestly, yes, that scene, it didn't hype me up, okay? They put that in there. They think that it was gonna hype people up, and it didn't. And that's okay. I'm just happy to see the JSA on the screen. But we don't need an origin story for every character. It's not their movie. This is about Black Adam, and they definitely established that throughout the whole movie. You know, these are the kind of things that I'm looking past, okay? Now, the characters, okay, not being introduced, like I mentioned, okay, this isn't a bad idea. I mean, the fact that they established so early on, okay, when the movie opened up, you go to the intro about the legend of Black Adam, right? Immediately you're immersed. They did not take my eyes off the screen throughout the entire movie, but I can watch a Marvel movie, lose like 10 minutes, I walk away, go take a piss, and guess what? I missed nothing. Black Adam, man, I didn't want to walk away because I wanted to see what was going on. Like I said, it's about people. I wanted to know these people. And the fact of the matter is, they didn't take long, okay, to get right to it. And even with the kid, okay, we meet him real quick. We don't need a 30-minute introduction. That's the bottom line. Where the was I going with this? Oh, well, anyway, okay, to the point of the kid. Okay, let me just say that. The kid, man, he pissed me off because he had like a North American accent. Like, what the a little bit of authenticity, man. Honestly, man, it just sounds Canadian as shit. And also the way they wrote him, okay, he was like pushing Black Adam to like really become the hero, and throughout the whole movie, you're misled, you know, Black Adam, he's gonna become the hero, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, man, he needed to be a little bit more deeper, okay? He had to be a little bit more wiser. I know he's a kid, and he just wants somebody who wants a hero for his community. He's a poor kid in a poor country, you know, controlled by Interact and shit. Honestly, he needed to lean into that just a little bit more. Just because he's a kid doesn't mean he's stupid, okay? We needed to lean in and like show him real world shit. But then again, man, you look at the whole community, okay, how they wrote this country. They wrote it because they were fucking in pain, okay? And they showed the fact that they can look up to this guy, Black Adam, and honestly, it worked. And what do I mean by that? Okay, the ignorance of these people, okay? Not like intentional, okay? No, they just need a hero, and they don't realize that Black Adam, he's not a hero. He's just Black Adam. He's a raging monster. Any of that makes sense. I have no idea, but you don't need to have, like, the good versus bad guy in this fucking movie. This whole movie was not good versus evil. This movie was just about Black Adam. It was his pain, okay? And you know what? The only thing that really pissed me off with The Rock was the fact that these comedy relief smirks and shit, or not smirks, but like remarks and shit, about the catchphrase. Honestly, man, that shit needed to be left out. This movie needed to be darker. That was my biggest thing. The movie was not dark enough. And you know what? Somebody told me, okay, you kind of look at it like this. It felt like a Marvel or superhero movie mixed with a Rock movie. Okay, and The Rock, he's got his own fucking thing. Anytime you watch a Rock movie, it's a Rock movie. And this was definitely a Rock movie. And it still didn't make me hate it, okay, because we learned about these people throughout the whole movie, at heart, who they really were. There was no fluff. Another thing that really pissed me off, I wanted to see more of the JSA headquarters, okay? I wanted to see, like, other characters, or at least, like, pictures of them, because the JSA, they're so fucking awesome. And anything the JSA's ever been in, whether a cartoon or, on TV, they always hint at, like, what they've done and how they've, helped people, or superheroes, whatever. Like, I wanted to see just, like, a little bit of memories of them. But, like I said, man, no crazy backstories for these characters, okay? And as for the community, right, you know what, they just want somebody to look back up to, okay? And the Legend of Black Adam, the hero will rise again. That was a symbol of hope, man. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's a symbol of hope. And you know what, another thing that all these reviews talk about, okay, the CGI, the visuals. Let's get into that now, because I don't even know how I've been going on. The CGI was not that bad, though I do wish Dr. Fate looked a little bit better, a little bit more realistic. But you know what, you watch every superhero movie, there's gonna be CGI, and especially when powers and magic are involved. If you're gonna bash the CGI, but you, like, love Thor, Love and Thunder, you're a fucking idiot. Or like any Marvel movie. Honestly, Marvel now, they're like dumbing down their CGI. Their CGI used to look great. The Hulk looks like trash now compared to Ed Norton. Ed Norton looked fucking dope. And that was kind of back before, like, Disney really got their hands in shit. You know what? Each movie kind of had their own stick, their own tone, right? And not no more. It's all the same. One of the things they talked about, okay, was the fight scene. Okay, we're talking visuals right now. Honestly, the only thing that pissed me off about the opening fight scene is when he takes the grenade, puts it in the dude's mouth, and then, like, after slow-mo ends, the grenade goes off, right? That's stupid as This shit wasn't funny, man. There was too much comedy relief in this movie, especially with shit like that. Honestly, I feel like it would have been cooler if it was like slow-mo and we watch his head blow off, because honestly, dark, man. I want to see darkness in this movie. This is not Shazam. It didn't feel like Shazam. It really not. Other than that, man, I really thought the visuals looked good. I mean, I don't know what the gripe was about it, man. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous how these people, okay, they think that they actually can influence an audience by writing a shitty review. You get somebody like me who watches it, and listen, man, I'm looking for the potential in the movie. When I watched some movies, there was no potential there. Black Adam's got it, and I'll tell you why, because The Rock actually put his heart into this movie. You can disagree with me on that, because you know what? It's America. That's actually the bottom line. Love it. Love it. You know what, the acting, okay, let's talk about the acting real quick. The only thing that pissed me off, like I said, you know what, Amon, right here, the North American accent, Canadian motherfucker, that was stupid. Okay, his mom had an accent. They were from a different region of the world, right? I mean, made up or not, it's a different region. They have their own culture. So maybe the kid's acting, man, he could have done better. They could have wrote him better. Honestly, man, there was so much missing from him. Okay, he's supposed to be Osiris one day, and honestly, all I got was a little baby ass. Like I said, Cyclone didn't have enough screen time, right? And honestly, we couldn't showcase her acting. Okay, we really couldn't, because we barely saw her. She was there the whole time and did absolutely nothing. You know what, like I said, man, back to the script, okay, I know I'm bouncing around, but they had so much potential with these characters, and they honestly kind of ruined it, but not enough for me to hate it. I think it's something that, you know, if they look at this shit, okay, they should look back, next movie they do, and like kind of reconsider how they're about to do shit. And speaking of the acting, okay, I thought the mother did great, okay, hopefully she becomes Isis one day. And the uncle, he was there for the comedy relief, obviously, man, and Adam Smasher, he was just a clumsy ass hoe. And honestly, I wasn't expecting Henry Winkler to step in as Pratt or whatever the name is, the original Adam, right? Honestly, that was dope, man. Honestly, from that point on, I should have realized there was going to be too much comedy relief in this. Anytime he's in something, okay, he's funny, man. Like, he sets the tone. And Adam Smasher, he gets it from that. Not the actor, like the actual character. The character gets it from, I think you see where I'm going here. Maybe not, I don't know. My brain goes like a million miles a minute. But you know what, man, I do know somebody, okay, they posted something, they saw the movie, okay, and they said the acting was horrible, and I'm trying to figure out where it was, okay? I don't really think it was the acting. I think it was the way they wrote the script. Like I said, Hawkman, he needed to be more of a Hawkman, right? I don't believe in a Hodge. I really don't. I think he looked the part. I think he acted the part. He just needed to be written a little bit more, and maybe even just do a little bit of studying on the character. It was not about his acting skills or capabilities. It was about the script. As it usually is, man. It's usually always about the script, honestly. The script is really what sets the tone for this shit, and it really wrote around The Rock's personality. But what I did love about The Rock is actually he wasn't bad. He actually wasn't bad, man. Like, usually I find him like repulsive. Like, honestly, he's just a little I don't know. He's the same in every movie, right? And in this, he actually had some heart when he was going through the emotional scenes. And the rest of the movie, he was just straight face. I mean, it's The Rock, it's the character, man. You don't have to be, you know, smirky motherfucker. Okay, you don't have to have like a personality. He just got woken up. He can just be a straight face, coned ass motherfucker. But really, man, I just don't understand how the reviews do this type of shit, okay? They just mention a bunch of bullshit, like how they just said like the opening fight scene that I mentioned earlier was just a fight scene with painted black written over it, and it was trash. Honestly, it was great. I thought the approach they did was awesome. I mean, yeah, obviously every superhero movie, there's going to be issues with it. Maybe not as many as this, okay? You know, Man of Steel, I loved. A lot of people hated that. Dawn of Justice, I think, was trash. A lot of people loved it. You know, Justice League, Zack Snyder's at least was amazing, and Whedon's trash. Aquaman was just okay. Every movie is going to have something you love or hate, right? But this movie had a lot of shit in there when you break it down, okay, and you look at it as a whole, it's actually good. Honestly, I blame it on The Rock, man. I really do. I think The Rock took this approach on purpose because this is what he wanted to do. He made it his own shit. But everybody's saying, you know, even Superman can't save this shit. Honestly, man, Superman, that was epic. Okay, he came back with a new suit. I loved it. I honestly think this is going to change DC. He's going to be able to compete with Marvel now. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, I thought the movie was fun. I thought the script was good. Obviously, they need to hone that shit. It's like they took the second draft of the script instead of the fourth or fifth. That's what they ran with, honestly, but I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not. I'm mad at these reviews because they didn't mention why it was really bad, right? All they said was acting, plot, CGI, right? It's stupid. And you know what I realized in America? Okay, you got to be able to break something down or look into it a little bit deeper. Not break it down. Look into it a little bit deeper and see the good shit that's in it. I watch Marvel movies. I see nothing. So this movie, okay, it wasn't made for the average person. This was made for people who actually love the world. Okay, like I said, this is about people. Okay, and you know what? It kind of reminded me of like an animated movie. Okay, we didn't have the intro for every superhero. People came in, people came out. I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's how they wrote it. And I think that's how movies should be written. We don't need to have the entire Justice League, right? You know, explaining how the Flash got his powers and shit like that. Honestly, it's stupid. I want to get right to the point because, you know what, that's what I love, man. I love getting right to the point. I love pointing shit out. You know what, maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you do agree with me. I don't know, but you know what, that's what this is. This is what I do. I just rant. I just go on. I think the biggest thing, okay, that take from this, comedy relief, way too much. CGI, good. Acting, they didn't have the opportunity to, like, showcase their acting skills. I mean, people should have researched their characters a little bit more. They should have wrote characters a little bit better, but it doesn't make it a bad movie. That's the bottom line. Honestly, it's better than anything Marvel puts out. It's better than a Watchmen movie, better than the Spirit movie, better than that first Punisher, which was awesome. But you know what? That was just a different story. Honestly, man, I really do hope DC changes their course. I really do. I think bringing back Superman, cleaning up the production, okay, or producers and you know, all the people behind the scenes, they really need to clean them up, put them into a room, hash out all the goddamn bullshit, and you know what? Start fresh, okay? Because Marvel never has this many issues. Between actors and directors being assholes, honestly, man, it needs to stop. They need to come together and put out good content because people want to see it. So if they're going to be putting out trash, okay, or stuff like this, which isn't trash, but they did up a little bit, they really need to reevaluate their goddamn plan. So if you actually made it this long in a video, obviously, I like it. It's a good movie. I loved it. I think they should do more. That's all I got, though, man. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm probably missing a bunch of points. Honestly, man, my brain goes so goddamn fast that I forget a lot of the shit that I'm talking about or that I want to mention. But you know what? If you want to subscribe, okay, you want to see me get angry about something, drop something in the comments, too, if you want to hear me rant or get an opinion on something, you know, whether it's like Trump's cheese doodle ass mother self, or, you know, the squad, AOC's dumb, or even a fucking music or some shit like that. And Wednesday, I'm going to be talking politics, okay? I'm going to be asking the question, how come people are stupid enough to actually fall for the federal student loan bullshit?